Warrior Monday, let's go. Let me share with you a couple of thoughts. I was thinking about something early this morning, and what I was thinking about is that we have to get over the human trafficking is bad, sex trafficking is bad, labor trafficking is bad, protecting our children, number one priority. I am here to say we know all of this. It is time to have solutions. Solutions, take actions, strategies. I cannot stand hearing anymore. This is bad. We have to do this. What about this? Because in the meantime, everything's escalating. The numbers are only getting worse. Our children are being our precious children. There is more of this normalization of all of this sexual material. Parents, caregivers are becoming habituated. You don't hear it anymore. So I am here to say it is time to be an American. I wish I could work on the entire world with human trafficking, the entire globe, because we know it is a crisis, an epidemic, a pandemic, whatever you want to call it. It is a crisis across the entire world. I am focused right here, right in our own backyards, right in America, right in New York City where I live, and where the need is so great, yet is being ignored, in my opinion. Yes, there are lots of groups, nonprofits, organizations, advocates, survivors, all working to abolish human trafficking. But I have to ask, yes, there are a lot of good ones. Are they really, some of them, working to end all of this? Or is it that vicious cycle of making money, perpetuating it, keeping it going? I have to ask, because I am confused how anybody right now, I want people to be an American and stand up to this. I don't want to hear about Democrats. I don't want to hear about Republicans when it comes to trafficking, human rights abuses. I don't want to hear about any of it, because I can go all over, including the UN, and I can see, I used to go to the UN. I used to be part of some of their press conferences and different meetings and things. And you know what? I gave up on that, and I'll tell you why. Because they're not getting anything done. Where we are getting it done is at the community level, is at the warriors level, at the grassroots level. We have to also, the flip side is chipping away at policy. Policy, and it cannot be a right or left. Now, again, we always promote bipartisan piece of legislation. Bipartisan, bipartisan, bipartisan. We have to truly believe this. And yes, a lot of these bills are co-sponsored. They are indeed bipartisan, but people can't seem to separate. I've had people say to me, oh boy, this bill is co-sponsored by Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut. And look at his history. Look, apples and oranges, you have to be able to separate. That is the society we live in today. If there is good work being done by somebody you don't like, look at the body of work. Look at what the outcome could be or is. Don't look at everything else. Now, I know it's a lot to ask because we're either this way or that way. But all of this work to preserve, to protect our precious children, our future adults, everybody seems to forget about that. In a few short years, these kids are becoming adults, our future leaders. What is going to happen with them? So be an American, I say. I'm telling you, I look at groups. They may call themselves one way, but then I see threads, and I try to follow along here, of other ways, or towing the line perhaps because they take government money. You see the warriors, we exist on personal donations, on companies matching up with us. We're very private sort of about that, but we urge all of you, subscribe to this video, share it. This is where the real work is being done. Right now, we're collecting diapers for moms in need. We're collecting period products for girls and women in need. We're collecting foods for different communities, and it's a lot of communities. I may be here in New York, but we have all of this going on in every town, city, and rural area in America. You can go to any fine, beautiful, beautiful town, and I know, Warrior, you know what I'm talking about, and you can drive a block or across town and see the need, right? It's only growing. So we have to stay focused. We have to stay in our lanes. We have to say we are Americans. We will not endure this. We will not stand for this predation upon our children. Why, just today I was sent something that said very innocently, a woman was advertising on Instagram, Meta, Meta, M-E-T-A, equals Facebook and Instagram, equals Mark Zuckerberg, equals, it used to be called Facebook. Now it's called Meta. But anyway, as I digress with that, innocently, and this is happening a lot, and nobody talks about it, and we should, innocently promoting children's jewelry that she's making on Instagram. Now, Instagram is one of the #1 sites for kids and young people. And lo and behold, the dangerous algorithms, and we have plenty of studies, I won't sit here and cite them, I'll put some in the body of the video, where the ads are directed and ending up on men's sites or being directed towards men. Now, why would children's jewelry, which should go to, kids, and when I say kids, you're supposed to be like 13 to be on Instagram. We're always trying to make it 16. And young people, we want, jewelry ads should go for the children's stuff, teen stuff, onto the teens, young people, moms, grandmas, so they can buy the things. Yet they're ending up, these ads, in the possession of men. Now, I don't know how you control this. However, we have these studies where these algorithms eventually, and it could be by like the third click or something, end up on the men's websites. What does that translate to, warrior? There are sexual predators out there. There are bad people looking to make money off of your child or you. There are people looking to just, because they're hiding behind the screen, they are going to verbally, I guess it gives them a sense of power over a vulnerable kid. But the creepy thing is we're entering AI, not entering, we're in AI. I have preached forever, do not put pictures of your kids online, but it falls on deaf ears. It falls on deaf ears. But this is a prime example of this little girl in the ad who's modeling the jewelry, okay? Her image is being taken. And messages are being sent back to the woman controlling the site. And I dare say she was innocently created this site, wanted a child model because it's child jewelry. She was appealing to, again, moms, older kids kind of thing, grandmas, to buy the jewelry, and creepy messages from men even offering to pay her for sex with the child. Direct messages, directed at the child, even though there's a woman's controlling the website. I don't know if it's her child, a child model. All I'm saying is people are putting pictures of their kids online. And I understand because, we started with MySpace, if I can age myself. And that kind of came and went. It was a phenomenon, if you remember that. And then we fell into Facebook. Facebook was cool. It was supposed to be, everybody was clicking on somebody wanted to be your friend. Okay, you're my friend. You might not know them. But it was supposed to be about sharing pictures of family and friends and reconnecting with your old college mates and things like that and finding family members. That was what was sold to us, the narrative, right? So everybody's clicking away and just adding anybody. Let's fast forward now 20 years or so, 15 years, I'll say. And we see the mess we're in. People still don't realize that these devices, your phone, if you don't put guardrails or know what's going on or understand safety features, it is opening your front door and allowing the world to come in. Now, we have plenty of adult women and men being solicited online. Can you imagine what the kids are facing? We talk about this a lot on The Warriors. So I want everybody, I am tired. We're in an election year. Politics aside, which is kind of a hard thing to do, this is in no way a promotion of anybody. I just want you to think about who would be the best candidate to deal with sexual predation online, who could deal with the open borders. Because I don't hear a lot of talk right now about the borders. I hear very little, despite being flooded by people. This would be allowed in no other country. Just think about that. We have to be Americans. We have to think of what is best for our children, our grandchildren, our country. It is not a right or left issue. We must come together. I know this chat, again, about bipartisan, but is it really? Is it really? Because a lot of things I work on, which are just, to coin the phrase that's being thrown around a lot, common sense, protection of families, that's considered being a moral judgment of somebody. No, it's not. It's called the protection of children. It's called educating you about things you may not be hearing about, knowing about, and you're too busy. Who could blame you? I can't keep up with it. And I work in this, 20 hours a day. So please come together. Come together. This is a humanitarian crisis. It is slipping by us. I don't think enough attention is being put on this absolutely at all. You know it and I know it. Be an American. Use common sense. Protect your children. Talk to your kids. Don't get crazy. A few easy steps that are free will help. That is, if you're going to buy this device for your child, if you're going to pay for the internet, and most parents do, then you have a duty, you have an obligation to put those guardrails on. And that can start with the phone. Some easy things. I can't tell you what age to get your child a phone, but think about delay is the way. Now, I didn't come up with that hashtag. Our good friend Chris McKenna, Protect Young Eyes, did, but he gladly, as a colleague of ours, and I share the information, delay is the way. Why does a 5-year-old need an iPad or a phone? Again, you're the parent. It's up to you. But why do they need that? Think about that. Think about the long-term harm as opposed to it's a babysitting tool while I'm doing my work. How about all the kids that tell me my mother or father are too busy and tell me to come back? They're online, they're on TikTok, they're busy doing something with Instagram. Be very aware. All devices out of the bedrooms. Out of the bedrooms, number one. You take those devices, you collect them, let the children sleep, let them read in bed, let them get their rest, just let them be. They don't need to swipe. You know it and I know it. We all suffer from it, checking the phone in the middle of the night. We've got to get a grip on this in 2024. We also have certain things, put the phone down, start with 15, 20 minutes a day. Nobody has the phone. It can be dinner time, it can be breakfast time. Talk to your schools, get together with other parents. We don't need the phones in the schools. A child can certainly, the argument, I need to be in touch with my child in case something happens. Well, I understand that. I do. Check the phones at the door. The child can pick it up at the end of the day. Let them learn. Let them communicate with the teachers. Let them communicate with the other students, their peers, their friends. Little things like that. Let's talk about age appropriate. There are creeps there. You're not going to scare your kids. They're seeing and hearing all this stuff anyway. Let them see it and hear it from you. You come to me if anybody approaches you. You don't be afraid. And then you, as the adult, have to know what to do. You have to call 911. This is a crime, anything with minors. You have to know if it's an image, cybertipline.org. You have to know. And if you get confused or run out of options, please email me, lynn@lynswarriors.org, and I will direct you, give you that resource. We have to start. We are Americans. We will not stand for this predation, this trafficking, this abuse of our children, of our grandchildren, the entire predation of society. Fight back, but fight back with truths and facts. And understand, there are a small amount of people making a lot of noise. And it's we the people. So in this election year, we are all Americans. Doesn't matter which party. We will protect our children. We are to make a commitment and dedicate ourselves. We will stand up and say no more. Remember, community creates change. Now, each and every day, go out and be a warrior.